I have a lot to do outside. However, I am extremely unmotivated. So if you need help being motivated in your garden, you are not alone. Let's go ahead and get going and get this garden cleaned up together. So I do have a couple of tips for if you are not motivated in your garden and what to do to help you get through that initial hump, get outside and get to work. The first thing I tell myself is I only have to be outside for 10 to 15 minutes. I can get what I need to get done in that time frame, and then I can go inside. All I have to do is do a quick sweep of this middle raised bed, going all the way down and all the way back up, just to clean up any of the zinnias, collect a couple of seeds, and cut back just a few things that are kind of annoying me out in the garden. Here we go. You got it all inside of you. I do find that normally the hardest part of doing anything is actually getting started. So once I get started, even though I'm telling myself I only have to do a little bit, I usually end up doing more than what I was initially intending to do, just because once I get going, get into the rhythm of things, I can go ahead and just knock things out as needed. First things first, cutting back zinnias. I am also snipping back my snapdragons just a little bit, and I'm throwing the spent stems down onto the ground so they will rebloom next year. Don't forget, that's a free tip. How to garden on a budget. You got it all inside of you. Feel it to be true. And when you dance, I'm in the groove. You make me move. You make me move. You got it all inside of you. Feel it to be true. And when you dance, I'm in the groove. You make me move. You make me move. Okay, this first section is pretty much cleaned up. And speaking of free plants, I don't know if you recall, but in the end of June, beginning of July, I cut back a whole bunch of larkspur, and I have a whole bunch of seedlings coming up. Don't forget my favorite trick of all, which is using a timer. You set a timer for 5 to 10 minutes and focus on the task at hand, and it really does help you get motivated, even if you don't feel like doing a darn thing. I'm not going to save any of these seeds. I'm going to go ahead and just cut all this back as well. This is a different form of zinnia. I have enough of these seeds, so I can just let them go. You got it all inside of you. You'll notice that I am taking these stalks and banging the root ball down onto the ground. That's just to make sure that I'm getting off any extra loose soil. The next tip to help you get motivated in the garden or in anything that you have to get done is make a list. Now, when I say make a list, only write down 2 to 3 things so you don't feel overwhelmed. And then when you accomplish those 2 to 3 things and cross them off, you feel like you got a lot done. And I'm sure you noticed, yes, we do have a golf cart. We just brought it home from the campground. So luckily it's nice out that I can enjoy using the golf cart a little bit just until it gets really cold. Then we'll stash it away for the winter. Let's go ahead, empty out the golf cart, come back and keep going. I'm motivated now. See, all you have to do is get started. This is what we've got done so far. Very nice. Not too much more to do. Keeping it very simple. I did get a question a while ago as to why you should thin out your seeds, and this is a perfect example. If you don't thin out your seedlings to get enough airflow and room around each plant, your plants are going to curve and dip and do awkward things in order to reach the sun. I did not thin out these seedlings, therefore I have a lot of wonkiness going on. Another tip is that I am not going for perfection. I'm going for good enough. I'm not getting every single leaf and twig and root. I just want things better than what they were, cleaned up, tidied up. Does not have to be perfect, especially when you're gardening, because all of that debris will then go into the ground and create nutrients in the soil. I did have a request from my one friend at Plant Club, Tracy. Hi, Tracy. She wanted some of these zinnia seeds so she can spread the seeds out next year. So I'm going to go ahead and collect some for her before I rip the rest of the stuff out. I'm going to do a total of 4 bags just in case anybody else wants some of the seeds for Plant Club. And I'm not going to save any of these seeds right now because I already saved some earlier and I can see a whole bunch of seedlings on the ground here. I'm not going to have to worry they're going to come back next year. Self-seeders. Okay, got my seedlings. Now I'm going to go ahead and just quickly rip the rest of these out, dump them, and I am losing daylight, so I might have to call it a day. I'm leaving the ageratum, I say it wrong every time. I'm leaving that, the purpley blue plants, I'm pulling out all the zinnias. I lied. I'm gonna have to cut back a little bit of the ageratum. It's like Worcestershire sauce, I can't say it. Anyway, they're in my pathway. So let me, can you see? That was a lot harder than I expected. Now I know it looks like a hot mess. I really should trim all this back, but I want some of the seeds to get thrown onto the ground here. But I'll be cleaning this up probably within the next 2-3 weeks anyway. So I think I've made excellent progress so far. I'm gonna go dump all of this. All of this can just stay until tomorrow. And I'm going to get to watering my plants. My last tip of the day is to give yourself a little bit of grace. Even though I didn't get everything done that I wanted to accomplish this evening, I still got more done than what I thought. Plus, I took a little extra time to cut back some extra plants that I had no intention of cutting back. So overall, I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back. Job well done. I hope this has been a little bit motivating to you. And if so, please do not forget to hit the thumbs up button and click subscribe. Thanks so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.